WorldSBK's 10th Superbike start in Barcelona. Race 1 of the 2023 Prosecco DOC Catalunya round. Good jump from Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Rinaldi immediately making progress, sweeps alongside Dominic Egerton and past Jonathan Rea as well for a Ducati 1-2 into the first turn. Egerton then relegated from second to fourth. Watch for Toprak, Razgatlioglu trying to come through. Andrea Locatelli as well. The three Yamahas, three abreast, and it's Dominic Egerton who loses out, dropping back now to sixth position. Andrea Locatelli up to fourth. Razgatlioglu with a good start from P8 will want to swiftly dispatch his teammate now to try and get onto the tail of Jonathan Rea. Meanwhile, Razgatlioglu, he loves the heavy braking zones into turn 1 and also into turn 10 here in Barcelona, and he uses the first of those to pass teammate Andrea Locatelli at the start of lap 2.
Good start from Vierge on the Honda to be able to jump up into 8th position, but his teammate lost a lot of ground in that opening lap down to 12th. That's Oliver Koenig.
So bad news for Koenig, who was running in 22nd position. He was outside of the points at the time of that spill, but separated from his machine. The bike's still down on the circuit at the moment, but that is in the first sector, and the leaders are only now making their way into sector 4, so hopefully time enough for the marshals to be able to get that one clear. Bassani down the inside of Locatelli, barrelling his way through. Remember how Locatelli spared no prisoners when he came through on Bassani at De Strubben in Assen on a couple of occasions last time out. Red flag has been thrown according to our timing screens. Haven't seen that trackside just yet. Alvaro Bautista leading the way by 9/10 of a second here.
Yeah, the crash for Granado looks like it happened in the final sector because he went missing there.
A red flag for a crash for Eric Granado. Thankfully, he was conscious and relatively okay, although he was unfit for the remainder of the weekend, as was Oliver Koenig from the previous accident. Let's get back to the action.
Take 2 on race 1 of the 2023 Prosecco DOC Catalunya round. Michael Ruben Rinaldi has not made a good jump. Jonathan Rea is already up and alongside him. Rinaldi battles back. Andrea Locatelli with another good jump just in the initial running. Bassani barreling through. Bassani goes alongside Locatelli and snatches third place, and it's a Ducati 1-2-3. The factory Ducati riders, Bautista and Rinaldi lead them, and Bassani has leapfrogged up ahead of Locatelli. Jonathan Rea made an initially good jump, but then lost ground in the run in towards turn 1, was boxed out by Andrea Locatelli, and only now does Rea respond to come through for 4th position. Still side by side as Locatelli tries to stick it out around the outside line. All that does is open the door to Toprak Razgatlioglu. Toprak now though stuck on the outside as Bassani almost goes up the back of Michael Ruben Rinaldi, who left the door slightly ajar into turn 5, but not wide enough for Bassani to get through.
It was a great start from Rea off the line, but we saw as they clicked through the gears, he just had no answer for Rinaldi, and that's just the power of the Ducati, and then Bassani's able to come through as well. Toprak hasn't been able to make the progress in this start. He's down there in 6th spot, once again behind his teammate.
Well, once again, a good start from Andrea Locatelli, and that's what's put him up in front of Toprak Razgatlioglu. Heavy braking in towards turn 10, but Toprak has gone for the outside through there. Bassani was close to the tail of Rinaldi through turn 5, but Rinaldi has consolidated that 2nd position for now. We know...
Oh, crashes in the background at turn 10.
And I think that might have been Scott Redding. I think we might have lost Redding. We have indeed, unfortunately, a bike in the gravel trap for him, and Lorenzo Baldassari is down and out. Axel Bassani, the independent man on the Moto Corsa bike, and the factory rider Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Axel Bassani comes through. He's outbraked himself so slightly into turn 1. Rinaldi's going to have the cutback to try and get around the outside, but it's too far to go on turn 3. Rinaldi with the cutback slams into the side of Bassani. Bassani then relegated back down to 3rd position, gesticulating wildly at his fellow Ducati man, who's now back ahead of him in P2. Meanwhile, in the background of the shot there, Razgatlioglu getting down the inside of Andrea Locatelli in cleaner fashion for 5th position.
Yeah, and if Bassani's upset about that, he's going to have to deal with Jonathan Rea now as well. And for Bassani and Rinaldi, we know that they're both fighting each other for their futures. We saw that Bassani runs in a bit hot into turn 1. It then pushes you offline through turns 2 and off 3. So Rinaldi knows he's got that extra momentum, and that's why he's trying to put his bike down there. it's one of those situations that can happen around that layout of the track through that section.
Yes, that's one of the things that makes that layout such a great one. Bassani going in deep, but then slightly offline, and Rinaldi capitalise on it. But Axel Bassani certainly faster at this stage of the race than Michael Ruben Rinaldi. Rinaldi probably conserving some
gas it
time.
up here.
He can't afford to do too much there, and down goes Michael Ruben Rinaldi, trying to defend second position against Axel Bassani. The Ducati on Ducati fight, and it's Rinaldi who loses out into the gravel trap.
We've seen the fight between Bassani and Rinaldi for that factory seat over the course of the last year, and it's one of those situations where Bassani now needs to make sure he's able to get the podium. This is the instance through turn 3. You can see here that we don't quite catch it, but through turn 1, Bassani's ran in a little bit deep. This is a situation where Rinaldi's just trying to stay down the inside, and it's almost like it's inevitable through there. This one through 11, though.
Do you know what? From the other view, it looks a little bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's one of those situations that you knew it's going to happen, but sometimes whenever you're racing, you're racing. But I think that for Bassani there, it's a bad look after what happened earlier in the lap. Fair enough to get that penalty. We'll see where he resumes from it. You'd imagine it'll be behind Aguilar.
Well, Axel Bassani immediately carrying out that long lap penalty. Almost looks more like a Joker lap, this one, doesn't it? The way they weave their way through the opening sector and carry so much momentum coming through it as well to bring himself straight back out into a scrap with Dominic Egerter, the two men who fought it out for top independent in race 2 in Assen last time out. And Egerter's not going to like the way that Bassani rejoined there.
Not at all. You saw Domi was kind of sitting up a little bit on the bike there, so he wasn't able to carry his normal momentum in line.
Oh, did you remember Alvaro Bautista's in this race as well? 6 seconds is his lead on lap number 8. He's absolutely away and gone. This is Isaac Viñales. Not a successful home round once again for him. He was down in 19th position, and now he is down and out. Bautista leading by 8.5 seconds. Razgatlioglu only a 10th behind Ray. Bassani 1.6 seconds back, but is now 7 tenths up on Andrea Locatelli. He's cleared off.
We talk a lot about the Kawasaki's and the front tyre life. It's the same for Viñales as well, and just struggling through there.
Alex Lowe's is down in the gravel trap once again. He crashed out in the final few minutes of the Superpole session this morning. Battered and bruised, he's got back on the bike to race this afternoon. He was scrapping it out against Iker Lecuona for 7th position, and he has come to grief on lap 11. Egerter versus Bassani, take 2. They scrapped it out in Assen on the final lap. Egerter, with 3 laps to go, finds his way through on Bassani for P5 and top independent here in race 1 of the Catalonia round.
And Bassani could fall further because Lecuona is coming at him. He's pulled back 7 tenths of a second on this lap, half a second last time around.
Big moment for Bassani as well as he tries to get the power down. This is Ray versus Razgatlioglu. This race is much as it has been throughout, but there are riders carrying a huge amount of momentum into the latter stages, and Egerter now, you saw a flash of him in the background of your shot against Locatelli, has got the gap right down to just a couple of bike lengths. Bautista embarking on his final lap. The races are for 4th and 6th. Razgatlioglu the closest he's been to Jonathan Rea throughout. He leaves it till the final lap, and Toprak slides his way into the braking zone in turn 1. Is he going to get it stopped? Just about. Rea now with the momentum will try and carry it through turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Rea versus Toprak Razgatlioglu. They've had their title fight. They're only scrapping it out for second and potentially for silver in 2023. But Jonathan Rea, you know, won't give an inch. Razgatlioglu biding his time, keeping his powder dry, gets it done on the final lap.
Yeah, turn 10 for Jonathan's going to be the last chance. You can see there just trying to get that bike down the inside, holding the tyre lines through 3 and 4. And for Rea, there is going to be a chance, but it is going to have to be carrying the speed through turn 7 down in towards the uphill section. And for Rea, that's going to be the last chance down into 10.
Brilliant ride from Toprak Razgatlioglu. Just when you thought he'd run out of steam, there was nothing left. He says, do you know what, I've got a little bit extra when it's the final lap, and he will have felt the last opportunity, but look how close Rea is now to Razgatlioglu coming through turn 9. The run down the back straight and in towards 10. Last chance saloon for Rea to get back on terms. Razgatlioglu defends up on the front tyre going in towards turn 10. Rea now with the cutback will try and nip back to the inside through turn 11. Razgatlioglu should now hold on for second place.
Toprak had a small wheelie through the change direction. That's what opened the door a little bit for Rea, but then into the heavy braking zone. Toprak's not going to be passed.
Alvaro Bautista, unbeaten in 2022 here in Barcelona with Ducati, takes his first race victory of the weekend here in Barcelona, and surely more will follow. Second place will go, but only just to Toprak Razgatlioglu. Fine performance that from Jonathan Rea.